So on today's video, we've got Grandpa's old Chevy truck with a bad motor in it. So we're going to get the old motor pulled out and the new one put in and get this thing running again. And it's got some stories behind it.
Someday I'm going to hear them all.
Maybe. Hello guys, I'm Sean and welcome to my shop. We're here with a mess. I used to spend a bunch of time in here, and lately it's just kind of nights, weekends, but it's getting to be more and more. So tonight, what we have is this pickup right here. Pretty clean. I believe it's a 95, 96. Seats are beautiful. It's been sitting a while. Radio knob's missing. Few small things, but let me tell you about this truck. Used to be my wife's grandparents' truck, grandma and grandpa's truck, and went to uncle, then his son. Now it's back to another cousin, but it's blown up. This motor's done for, and it's all ready to come out. I just got to put a chain on it, get the old cherry picker out, and get this motor out of here. And so this truck is kind of cool. It's super clean. I like these trucks. Grandma always had towels on the seats and on the armrests. Took really good care of it. It's still a good truck. One little dent, tailgate's maybe a little rough, but for the year, it's dang good. So I've got a motor for it right here. Took this one out of I believe a 91 or 92. Let's go look at that truck real quick. So I'm doing a little trading. Take the motor out of this other truck, put it in this one, and I can have the other truck, which is good and bad. Not as good as I hoped, but still good. So we've got this old girl. Looks pretty clean and decent wheels and tires. Tailgate's different, but we got a dent, and as usual, this door's sagging, but the inside's a little rough. Not power. Hoped it was power. Seat's a little rough. This is my favorite part right here. 5-speed. Not the good one, not the NV 4500. Aluminum, I believe they're 3500. But the steering wheel, the tilt column, manual tilt column is good, tight. I was gonna fix this up and just have it for a daily. Quit driving the old yellow truck. You guys have seen that. If not, it's an ugly old 73 Chevy. One of the first trucks that I bought. 2-wheel drive, made it a 4-wheel drive. It's pretty much my wood truck, but I've been driving it. I wanted to put this 5-speed in it. The whole thing with this truck was the clutch is bad. So take the motor out, put in Grandpa's truck. Just needs a clutch, so the tranny's good. I was like, heck yeah. Clutch was perfect. Tranny smoked. I don't know if it's the main shaft. The transfer case shifts, does its thing. Transfer case is good. Something in the tranny is not happy, which kind of stinks. So we're gonna have to work something else out on this trade, because that was what the trade was for. So I'm probably gonna take the column, probably rebuild the 5-speed or use it for a core. Wheels and tires, I've got another truck, my sister-in-law's little red Toyota. These wheels will go right on it. That's kind of the gist of that truck. I'll probably just part it out. By the time I find the seat, fix the door pins, it will go away. I believe this motor had a rear main seal leaking. So I get to pull this one, take the clutch and flywheel off this. It wasn't leaking too bad, but it is leaking. So I'll get that motor out, get this clutch off, get ready for a rear main. I'll have a rear main tomorrow. We'll put the flex plate on, and she's ready to go in at that point. I had to move a bunch of motorcycles. My kids aren't the easiest on them, as you can probably tell. Check this out. Pretty sure those forks are supposed to be straight. We've got 3 bikes, and they're all 3 currently down right now. Flat tires, bent forks, rusted up throttle cable. And this right here is mainly used by my kids lately to pick up their little tykes, little plastic cars. They've been motor swapping it and bigger tires and just kids playing mostly. But I've got chains on that motor, and it should be as easy as just getting it out, hopefully. Heck yeah, she came right out, other than 2 ground wires. But they're easier to get off once the motor's away and up just a little. Worked out perfect. Pretty excited. Here she is. No, I thought there might be a hole in the block. Leaking pretty good right there. It didn't throw a rod. I don't think it clear seized up either, but it was knocking pretty good. Oh yeah, she was pretty nasty. Intake's leaking, valve cover a little. It was done for. So now, gonna take this off. We'll be needing this. Get rid of the clutch. And I think that's all we have to switch over. The accessories, or the old metal kind. These are the aluminum brackets. A little different, but exactly the same placement, setup. I think we're just gonna go in with this one. Go in with that, and it should just plug in, fire up, and run. Since I got this socket out from the ground wires, let's buzz this off real quick. This may not have enough power. Let's see what it'll do. Oh yeah. Got my breaker bar, one of my favorite tools. Last bolt. It's always the last one, never the first one. Oh yeah. That was easy, should have done that with all of them, probably. How do the teeth look to you guys? I can't even remember the miles. We'll have to go look. 200 and something. No cracks. We're back in the shop, and it looks like we've got some parts. Rear main gasket, and 2 exhaust donuts. We got a dog today. Hello, Rizzo. And my dad showed up.
Pretty hard up for help.
I was actually scraping the bottom. This is my dad, Shane, and he's kind of my go-to. He's around, so I call him. He's usually got nothing better to do, so he's like, sure, I'll come help you.
Most of the time. Every once in a while.
Not really.
Yeah.
So this used to be his shop when I was growing up. I remember him building it. I was a pretty small kid, pretty young. I don't even know how old I was, but
Anthony was about 4 before he started school, so you'd been about 2.
I remember you and Nick walking up on the rafters, welding it all together.
Yeah, Nick Lamb helped me do that. Anthony used to sit up on top and hold the vice grips, and people would call and say, that kid's gonna fall off of there. And
he hasn't yet.
yeah, if he does, he'll only do it once. So He survived.
So yeah, lots of memories in here. We've built lots of stuff, and we're still back here. It's not as cool as your shop.
No, my swamp cooler works pretty good out there.
I'm gonna have to round up another swamp cooler. It's pretty hot. We got to get the clutch and the flywheel off this baby, and we'll get changing some gaskets here. She's ready to go in. This motor's older, which is better because there's no hoses. No oil cooler hoses that make a mess. Nasty.
It's pretty nasty.
Those hoses were leaking where they wrapped up, came to the radiator. Not good. Probably should steam clean this, but I don't have a steam cleaner, so it'll dry off on its own. What are the odds that it goes in as easy as it came out?
Should this fall in?
We will hope for the best. Tell me, what temperature is it?
It feels like about 105 in here.
Man, I'm sweating.
I'm sweating, it's hot.
The afternoon heat is on. That was probably as slick going in as it was coming out.
I didn't pull it out, but that went in super easy. Less than 5 minutes, it was in.
That just set right in.
It's like it wants to be there.
And we've came farther in technology, right? I mean,
I hope so.
These new cars, no, we went backwards. They're not that easy anymore.
No, they're not. They got a lot of stuff on them that they don't need, in my opinion.
I might be a millennial, just saying. Graduated in 2010. A lot of people will hold that against me. That's fine. Anyways, this is what I grew up with. In high school, drove a 94 Chevy, and it's got some stories behind it.
Someday I'm going to hear them all.
Maybe, probably. They won't be for me if you do. You'll see it coming up. We're going to gut it out, rear end, rear leaf springs.
There's really not much left in it.
Other than that, there's not much good left in it.
It had a really bad accident twice, 3 times.
A few times.
Maybe several
over and
times.
over. I grew up with throttle bodies. They're pretty simple, basic.
They're pretty bulletproof, really.
Not a lot of horsepower out of them is the downside, but
Lots of RPMs.
they're a good setup.
Yeah.
They're reliable, run forever, just not a lot of power. We're gonna raise this up on the hoist. The driver's side bell housing is touching. We could bolt it. I think I need a pry bar on this motor mount. It's not quite in.
Well, it didn't fall out. That's a good thing.
Yeah. So this side, bell housing is good. Yeah. What's this passenger side like?
The pilot on the torque converter's not in the crankshaft, so it's got to go.
The front's just got to go. It's close.
It's really close.
That
It's got to
motor
come down
mounts
about a half inch.
Just hanging us up a little.
Little
We'll do
bar.
some prying and some wrenching and some wiggling. It'll fall right in. The floors, you can tell, everything's been just swept around and under this truck. It's been in here a while. Had another truck in front of this one doing a head gasket. Today's gonna be a good day. If this thing starts and runs, we'll get it pulled out, clean the shop up finally. It's been a while. All right, guys, got some bad news. I don't know what happened. We lost the rest of our footage on getting this truck out of here. It definitely needed a fuel pump, and it was Saturday, but we had some family coming through Page, and we were able to get a fuel pump. So late that night, we changed a fuel pump, and we were able to get that thing running, and it drove out of here, which that is what we was hoping for. Best case scenario, it drives out of here, and it's got a new fuel pump that was easier to change in here than on the side of the road. That was all good, but it sucks we lost it. That's kind of the funnest part of the video, is to go see something drive, see all your hard work pay off. So sorry about that. I'll get better at my job and do a better job on the next few videos we got going. I just want to tell you guys thank you for watching. This would not be possible without you guys. It's pretty crazy, pretty cool that I get to work with my dad and my family again. Maybe next time, maybe this 12 valve or this 5.3, we'll get in something here shortly. But I got a lot of projects coming up. Got a square body, 2-wheel drive, 84 that we need to get going. But that's gonna be a major project coming up. We're just working at it, trying to get things figured out. It's been a lot going on at once, trying to get the ball rolling, but here we are. So I just want to thank you guys again, and we'll catch you next time.